What's going on, everyone? This is Darksynth, and this is a project I have been working on for a while, quite some time. I started writing the script for this around 2 months ago. I've just been putting it off due to personal issues, but I'm finally glad to be getting around to getting this out. It's something I've been wanting to do ever since I saw Broski do his Aki guide, and just saw how in-depth he did it, so I'm like, hey, maybe I could do that for Ryu. Since he's my main, I know a lot about the character, and I want to teach those that like don't know how to play Ryu how to play him, because he's a really cool character and really fun. But yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna get onto the video. So why should you play Ryu? Ryu is a very straightforward and simple character to understand. His game plan consists of forcing his opponent to make mistakes through his fireball game, and can do big damage if the opponent makes one crucial mistake. Ryu's lore should be enough to play him. He's a monk traveling the world to fight stronger opponents. I picked him up because this is very much me trying to improve. In Season 1, Ryu was considered kind of weak, but now that Season 2 has rolled around, Ryu is very dangerous now. In Season 2, Ryu got his light Hashogeki buffed, making it -3 on block. Previously, -4. He can also now throw light and medium fireballs without the cost of using Denjin. And his EX Denjin Hasho damage scaling got buffed, so now it no longer scales as hard in combos. And finally, Crouching Medium Kick now also combos into Denjin Hasho meterless. Well, now that we're on the topic of Denjin, let's talk about it. Denjin Charge powers Ryu's Hashogeki and Fireball up. This is a vital part of Ryu's toolset to help fight the Fireball war, especially against characters like Guile. EX Hasho, while charged, will crumple the opponent and allow Ryu to follow up for a combo. Ryu's Fireball does increased damage and is launched faster. Regular Fireball does 600 damage, and Denjin does 800. EX Denjin does 1000. Ryu's Drive Rush is pretty mediocre compared to characters like Juri, Bison, and Cammy. However, it's still good to use to mix in your approach and neutral, so don't neglect it. You're going to use his Drive Rush in neutral once you get your opponent conditioned with fireballs and normals. If your opponent keeps checking your Drive Rush, you can bait them out with a medium kick or heavy kick donkey kick, or even a heavy punch Hashogeki. Heavy Punch Hasho is great at baiting out delay techs as it reels Ryu back, and if they don't tech and block, you're now +2. Standing Light Punch is Ryu's 4th frame, and longest reaching Light Punch. It can chain into Crouching Light Kick and back into itself, or Crouching Light Punch. This will be Ryu's way of pressuring. Using a Crouching Light Kick will catch an opponent trying to walk back after a blocked jab. On counter hit, Standing Light Punch will link into Standing Medium Punch or Crouching Medium Punch and Standing Light Kick. One thing to note is Ryu cannot link into a Standing Light Kick from jabs without a counter hit. During Drive Rush, Standing Light Punch can link into Back Heavy Punch for optimal damage. It can also link into Back Heavy Punch from Punish Counter. Crouching Light Punch is also 4 frames and has less reach than Ryu's Standing Light Punch. This, however, will be your checking button to interrupt fake pressure or just a fuzzy jab their shimmy. On counter hit, this also links into Standing Medium Punch and Crouching Medium Punch for an easy conversion. Same as standing light punch, crouching light punch will link into both medium punches during drive rush, and will also link into back heavy punch. One thing to note is crouching light punch has less pushback than standing light punch on block. Standing light kick is 5 frames and Ryu's furthest reaching light normal. This will be used to prod your opponent to get them to preemptively poke at you, so you can set up with punishes. And to punish moves that are -5. On a hit, this will cancel into light donkey kick. On counter hit and punish counter, this will cancel into EX donkey kick. Standing medium punch will link from a counter hit, standing light kick cancelled into a drive rush. Canceling into a fireball can create a spacing trap. However, this loses the DI, so be careful. You can make this safe by cancelling into EX Fireball. Crouching Light Kick has pretty good range for a light button, and is also 5 frames. It will catch players walking back when trying to shimmy, allowing you to steal your turn. It's not special or drive rush cancelable. This will mainly be used to chain your lights together for pressure. On counter hit, this will link into standing light kick. On drive rush, this will link into standing medium punch or crouching medium punch. Ryu's jumping light punch has a pretty downward hitbox, which is good for air-to-airs when your opponent is trying to cross you up. You can also use this as a fuzzy guard, but only use this to close out rounds. Jumping light kick is one of Ryu's cross-up tools if he's a little too far from the opponent. This doesn't have a downward hitbox like jumping light punch, so don't use this for air-to-airs. Now on to Ryu's mediums. Both of Ryu's medium punches are 6 frames startup. Standing medium punch is -1 on block, so be careful trying to keep pressuring after this is blocked. Drive rush standing medium punch is +3 on block and can frame trap into itself or crouching medium punch. A light or medium fireball will frame trap anyone trying to take their turn back with a jab. This links into crouching medium punch and back heavy punch on regular hit. Only issue with back heavy punch is you need to be point blank or it'll whiff. On counter hit, this will link into crouching heavy punch for optimal damage. If you're slightly out of range for crouching heavy punch, you can confirm into a sweep or crouching medium kick. It also links into standing heavy punch on punish counter. It sort of has a disjointed hitbox, so it hits slightly further than what it seems like. Standing medium punch also goes into a target combo of light kick, heavy kick, which can also be cancelled into Denjin charge. This is useful for confirming after a solar plexus. Crouching medium punch is Ryu's furthest reaching medium punch, and is a good whiff punisher. This will frame trap into medium punch Hasho, but be careful, if they don't press, you're -6. On block, this is 0, making it +4 on drive rush. On hit, this links into standing light kick, and on counter hit, this links into standing medium punch and back heavy punch. This will link into crouching heavy punch from drive rush. From Drive Rush Cancel, this will link into Standing Heavy Punch, as well as Standing Heavy Kick. This during Drive Rush and Standing Heavy Punch will be your go-to DI block stun button. If the opponent tries jumping out, they will get hit due to the block stun value being high. Forward Medium Punch is Ryu's overhead and is 20 frames startup. It's +3 on hit and -1 on block, so you don't get much without Drive Rush. This will mainly be used after Drive Rush so that you can get a combo off it. In Season 2, they buffed this so that Ryu can now link into Back Heavy Punch if they're crouching. Standing Medium Kick is 9 frames startup and probably the slowest standing medium kick. However, it has good range and slightly moves Ryu forward. It's -4 on block, but has good pushback, leaving Ryu at a range to bait a whiff. On counter hit, this will link into Crouching Medium Punch if close enough. On punish counter, this will link into Crouching Medium Kick as well as level 1. You can perfect parry trap with this if your opponent takes their turn back with a normal right away. Ryu has a slower Crouching Medium Kick at 8 frames compared to Ken's 7 frames Crouching Medium Kick. But Ryu's has a slightly better reach. This will be one of Ryu's main poking tools. In the Season 2.5 balance patch, Ryu's Crouching Medium Kick into Fireball is now a true block string. On Drive Rush Cancel, this links into Standing Heavy Punch and Crouching Heavy Punch. On Drive Rush Hit, this will link into Standing Light Kick. This will be good at catching your opponent holding back on Wake Up. Ryu's Jumping Medium Punch. This is strictly for air-to-airs. On hit, this will juggle the opponent, allowing Ryu to cancel into a Tatsu for corner carry. Immediate Jump Medium Punch, you only get a Tatsu cancel or a DP. A Delayed Medium Punch will allow Ryu to juggle with Back Heavy Kick into EX Donkey Kick cancel or a Super. If spaced out and they try jumping out of the corner, you can air-to-air them into EX Tatsu and spend level 1 or level 3 for a conversion. You might have to delay the air EX Tatsu cancel if spaced out, otherwise level 3 won't land. Jumping Medium Kick will be Ryu's main cross-up tool. If blocked at peak height, this leaves Ryu +5. However, if he makes it deep, he's +8. This is useful for if you land a hit, as you can link into Crouching Heavy Punch from a deep jump-in medium kick. At peak height, you will have to go into Standing or Crouching Medium Punch. Standing Heavy Punch is probably Ryu's best poke aside from Fireball. Like Standing Medium Kick, it moves him forward and is only -2 on block. The drive chip is also important as it takes away half a bar. Canceling into Medium Kick Donkey Kick is a true block string and takes away a whole bar. If blocked at max range, you can set up a spacing trap and whip punish your opponent for big damage. On hit, it's +4, which can link into jab. On counter hit, it's +6. And on punish counter, it's +8, which links into Crouching Medium Kick. And it'll cancel into Heavy Punch Hasho and combo. This can also be hit confirmed into Drive Rush or any special. On Drive Rush cancel, you can link into Standing Heavy Kick. On Drive Rush hit, you can link into Back Heavy Punch. If blocked during Drive Rush, it's +2. This also goes into a target combo of Heavy Kick, which can be cancelled into Denjin. Some tech I found from Paladin, who is one of the best Ryu players in North America. If your opponent tries walking out of range after 2 lights, you can jail them with the target combo, which is -6 on block, but what this does is create a spacing trap so you can whiff punish. Crouching Heavy Punch is a great anti-air to use in earlier ranks. Other than being a great anti-air, this will be Ryu's best drive chip normal and used in combos. I mentioned Standing Heavy Punch does half a bar of drive chip, but Crouching Heavy Punch takes 1/4 of a bar away. Use this instead. In combos, this will be used to confirm into Heavy Punch Hasho for bread and butter combos. Forward Heavy Punch is Ryu's solar plexus, and it's been his staple move since forever. From Street Fighter V, it's got buffed at +3 on block, which Standing Medium Punch and Crouching Medium Punch can frame trap. If blocked at a distance, players will sometimes like to hold back to walk out of range of your follow-up. If they do this, you can catch them with a Crouching Medium Kick. It does have a bar of drive chip, just like Standing Heavy Punch. It's not Drive Rush or special cancelable. It's +6 on hit, +8 on counter hit, and +10 on punish counter. In the rare occasion you get a punish counter, you can link into Crouching Heavy Punch or Standing Heavy Punch for max damage, which I just showed. Some players that like to use DI after plus frames, you can bait out and punish them if you have a level 2 or 3. Back Heavy Punch is 7 frames startup and -13 on block. On hit, this can cancel into Heavy Kick, Donkey Kick. On counter hit, this will link into Heavy Punch Hasho. The only time you'll be using this normal is to confirm into Heavy Kick, Donkey Kick, and to frame trap delayed buttons. As you can see, Ryu's +15 after the trade, so he can link into Standing Heavy Punch and confirm into a Drive Rush or EX Donkey Kick combo. However, this can frame trap into EX Hasho. Outside of that, this normal isn't good in block string pressure. Standing Heavy Kick will be your go-to link during Drive Rush combos. It's also Ryu's main punish counter normal for punishing reversals. Outside of Drive Rush combos, this is a great anti-air if your opponent jumps at you from a slightly further distance. If you happen to counter hit them with this, you can link into level 1. A good way to set this up is to be 3/4 or full screen away and throw a light fireball. If they jump the last second, you can Drive Rush and catch them coming down. Ryu's sweep is probably one of the best in the game. It's 9 frames and has very good range. He gets a really nice Oki setup off a punish counter sweep. Immediately backdash into Drive Rush Standing Heavy Punch and you'll be +6 on block. Throwing a sweep out after hitting an opponent with a fireball isn't actually a bad idea, as a lot of players like to try and take their turn when getting hit. So this will catch them trying to walk forward or press buttons. Ryu's forward heavy kick has pretty decent range, and much like standing medium kick and standing heavy punch, it moves Ryu forward quite a bit. If spaced out right, it can create a spacing trap. Be careful though, because this move has a lot of recovery if whiffed. The great part about this move though is it's hit confirmable. It can cancel into regular and EX Tatsu. Mid-screen, Ryu gets a free Denjin charge after EX Tatsu. In the corner, he gets a heavy punch DP into level 3. If your opponent likes to delay tech during drive rush cancels, this will put Ryu airborne, dodging the throw and counter hitting the opponent. This is +8 and can link into back heavy punch. Another good thing about this move is it goes over lows, so if you time your opponent's attacks right, you can counter hit them for trying to walk up and poke with crouch medium kick. Back heavy kick is a 10 frame double hitting normal that is -4 on block, but leaves Ryu spaced out enough to not be punished. It's really easy to hit confirm since it is double hitting much like solar plexus. However, this is going to be used mainly during Ryu's juggle combos. In Season 2, this did get buffed and now ground bounces after an EX Donkey Kick, which I just showed, and during Drive Rush juggles. This can also be used to try and sneak in Drive Impact in the corner. Instead of letting both hits come out, you can cancel into DI on the first. So use it at your own discretion. In Balance Patch 2.5, Ryu gains more meter off this normal now. So just some general tips about Ryu's Fireball game. So Ryu's Fireball is going to be his main tool that he's going to use to get information out of his opponent. The whole point of Ryu's Fireball game is to counter poke them or get them to react so you can punish them, i.e. a jump or a slow Fireball invulnerable move. So starting with Ryu's Light Punch Fireball, it's 16 frames startup, being the slowest, however one of the best versions. There's multiple ways of using Light Punch Fireball. You can trap them if they block a Light Punch Fireball into a Heavy Punch Fireball around mid-screen. This is also effective on knockdown. Throw a Light Punch Fireball after a Heavy Punch DP, and if they try to wake up jump, you can catch them. Ryu can also throw a Light Punch Fireball and follow behind it with a Drive Rush. You can either try to frame trap them or throw them if they try to parry. When used in a block string such as Standing Heavy Punch, you can create a spacing trap. And something to keep in mind is the faster versions of Fireball make you more minus. Light Punch leaves you at the most advantage. Medium Punch Fireball is 14 frames startup and slightly faster. It's good to mix in to try and catch players walking forward and trying to poke. If blocked at mid-range, it has 15 frames of recovery, whereas Heavy Punch Fireball has 20 frames of recovery. So if you want a Fireball trap, make sure to use Light Punch first. It's still good to mix in Medium Punch Fireball to change the timing up so your opponent doesn't get any perfect parries. Heavy Punch Fireball is 12 frames startup but has the most recovery if blocked or hit at mid to close range. Using Heavy Punch Fireball up close is useful as it is the fastest and can clip the opponent often. However, it seems to be a little more effective just outside of mid-range because you can still catch your opponent if they jump late. So EX Fireball is most effectively used during the Fireball War. If you know your opponent is going to throw a regular non-EX projectile and you want a challenge to try and land a knockdown, EX Fireball is best used this way. If you and your opponent's meter are about even, the best thing to do is to wait for them to use their EX first, because they now have to worry about being burnt out. So while you're zoning them, you're gaining meter back. And when you do throw that EX Fireball, you'll have more meter left over than your opponent. If you time it right, you can link it into level 1 from an EX Fireball. So, some good advice on using fireballs is to not be predictable, and one way of doing that is to get your opponent used to a specific range that you throw your fireballs at. Then get into that range and don't throw any fireballs at all. Use jabs to fake them out and get them to jump. Another way is to throw out a specific amount of fireballs. Throw 2 to 3 at max, then start throwing just 1 and see how your opponent reacts. These are really good ways to bait out your opponent. And, like I said, mix up your fireball speeds to avoid your opponent perfect parrying them and getting a knockdown on you. All fireball versions do the same damage except for EX. So regular does 600, EX does 800, 200 damage more. With Denjin being added, it does an additional 200 damage for a total of 1000 damage. Light Punch Hasho recently got buffed in Season 2, and is now -3 on block, which is safe. This will be your special to cancel into if your opponent likes to try and check you after 3 lights. On counter hit, you can react with a Drive Rush into standing or crouching medium punch into medium kick Tatsu to convert. Light Punch Hasho can also be used in a way to bait the opponent to parry your fireballs, then Drive Rush in and throw them for a punish counter. And also, since it's -3 on block, you can perfect parry bait if your opponent likes to take their turn back with the normal. Medium Punch Hasho will mainly be used to confirm into a combo and leave the opponent standing for a strike throw mix-up. This can also be used if you don't want to mess up the Heavy Punch into level 3 cancel. You sacrifice some damage, but it still does quite a bit of damage. This will frame trap from crouching medium punch if your opponent likes to take their turn back after 0 on block. Just be careful though, as Medium Punch Hasho is -6. Heavy Punch Hasho is 30 frames on startup, so this is very reactable to DI and perfect parry. However, it has a juggle property if landed in a combo. The best way to combo into this is from a Drive Rush cancel into crouching Heavy Punch. Heavy Punch Hasho will be used in a lot of reused juggles to get that extra corner carry and for some meter efficient combos. On block, this is +2 and leaves Ryu close enough for a strike throw mix-up. EX Hasho is great to use in block string pressure. Combine this with crouching Heavy Punch and you take away 1 1/4 bar from your opponent and leaves you +3. This allows Ryu to frame trap with a medium punch and go for light block string pressure or a throw mix-up. This is also good to confirm into level 2 or 3 if you're trying to close rounds out. If you notice you have a significant drive lead against your opponent, use this to burn them out. Crouching Heavy Punch into EX Hasho is a true block string, so abuse this. Back heavy punch into EX Hasho is a frame trap, and if you counter hit with EX Hasho, you can confirm into 2 jabs into DP or Tatsu. With the most recent patch, EX Hasho's damage went from 900 to 1100. So catching your opponent with something safe like crouching medium kick EX Hasho level 2 will slightly do more damage now. Light kick Tatsu is mainly used to end your combos. This will leave your opponent the closest to you and leaves you with a strike throw mix up after a single dash. Medium kick Tatsu will mainly be used for corner carry, so that way Ryu can run his corner pressure earlier. Heavy kick Tatsu has 2 great uses. One is to get out of the corner since it side switches. The other use is if you react to a fireball at mid-range, you can clip your opponent. This is great against Aki and other fireball characters. EX Tatsu is mainly Ryu's corner combo extender. He can go into a drive rush, standing medium punch, crouching medium punch, or just end in heavy punch DP for a meterless follow-up. So before I get into DPs, one thing I want to mention is if you play a character with a DP, you need to learn how to cross-cut. This will anti-air players that are trying to cross you up or jump out of the corner. The way I like to do it is to hold forward as my opponent is jumping over me. Then do a quarter circle back, but end in down forward so that way you don't get a super instead of a DP. Another way of doing it is to just do the DP motion like normal, but slightly delay the punch button so it auto-corrects. The light version of DP is best used as an anti-air. Yes, heavy punch does do more damage, but with a light punch DP, you will get better Oki and have less of a chance of going under the opponent and whiffing. Medium punch is the less used version of DP, only in the corner after heavy kick donkey kick. If you know your DP won't whiff on your jumping opponent, then heavy punch DP is the best version for damage. You will also use this in combos for optimal damage into level 3. Knowing the difference in damage between light punch and heavy punch DP can mean you leave your opponent with a few HP left or KOing them. Like I just mentioned, if you know your light punch or heavy punch DP won't KO on your opponent's predictable end of round jump or in a combo, then spend your meter to ensure you get the KO. Ryu's level 1 is great at closing out rounds if you don't have to spend level 2 or 3. If you know you can burn your opponent out from it in a combo, definitely go for it even if it doesn't kill. You can also react to your EX Fireball hitting your opponent in the Fireball War and convert into level 1 for that extra health and drive damage. While Denjin charged, Ryu gets 400 extra damage. However, Denjin only improves the damage output and not the speed. Level 2 Super is unique as it has 3 different levels of charge. There's immediate, slightly delayed, and fully charged. You can tell when it's charged partway when it does a little spark sound effect. This does 100 more damage than the immediate charge. You can combo into this from crouching heavy punch and back heavy punch. This is good to know if you need to close a round out. Ryu can get a fully charged hit from this after canceling EX Donkey Kick. Putting Crouching Heavy Punch and EX Hasho together along with level 2 is a great way of chipping your opponent to close out rounds and even matches. That way, if you have 3 bars, you'll enter round 2 or round 3 with a bar of super and potentially get another level 2. It's important to pay attention to both yours and your opponent's drive meter during the match. Level 3 will be Ryu's main damage ender to close out rounds and matches, or to even burn his opponent out or recover meter of his own. It's better to treat drive meter in this game as your primary health bar. If you get burnt out, your chances of winning go down significantly. So even spending level 3 to get that slight drive and health lead is crucial. I'll show you some optimal damaging combos later that involve level 3. So now that we've gone over some combos, I just want to go over some safe jumps that Ryu gets. He only gets one safe jump mid-screen, and it's after his EX donkey kick. The rest of them are in the corner. So I'll show you the one mid-screen. And we're plus 10. So one of them is off of a light kick, donkey kick. So if you do immediate jump, you kind of have to time the punch a little bit late here, but you are plus 11. The next one is after EX Tatsu, you want to do light punch Hasho. So there is one Ryu gets from mid-screen to corner. You have to make sure your opponent lands in the corner though to get it. So how you do it is off of EX donkey kick, and it kind of involves a drive rush juggle, and I'll show you what I mean. So there, I'm plus 11, and then I'll set Ken to do wake up DP. So you have to do drive rush and do immediate standing medium punch and then forward heavy kick into meterless Tatsu, and you get your safe jump. And the next one is in the corner after an EX Denjin Hasho. What you do is you slightly delay a forward kick or forward heavy kick into Tatsu. Okay, so now that we got his main safe jumps out of the way, we can just go into regular Oki now. So after light Tatsu, Ryu can get an instant dash into light punch Hasho, and this will leave him plus 3. So it leaves you plus 2. I thought it was plus 3. That's still enough for a light chain, frame trap, or a throw. You can also go into forward heavy punch instead of just the Hasho. And then that'll leave you plus 3. So say you happen to punish counter sweep your opponent, you see them with a crouching medium kick and then you punish them with the sweep. This makes it to where they can't back roll, and it leaves this Oki setup. So what you want to do is after the punish counter sweep, you backdash immediately, and then you drive rush into immediate standing heavy punch, and this should leave you plus 5 to plus 6. So there, I messed it up the first time, but plus 6. And if it happens to land on hit, so if you happen to land the standing heavy punch on hit, you can link into standing heavy kick. So for a fireball meaty setup, what you want to do is end your combo in medium kick Tatsu, and as soon as you recover, you throw your light punch fireball. It's better if you land a little closer to the corner, so it's even better if you're in the corner. It leaves you plus 9 on hit, and then if they decide to block, it leaves you plus 3, so you can frame trap with a medium punch after. And this is very useful against JP, so make sure you learn this fireball setup. Another meaty fireball setup you can do is after EX Tatsu, you end in light kick, donkey kick. This will also leave you plus 3 on block. Ryu has pretty decent burnout pressure that can slowly push his opponent to the corner. What you're going to want to do is loop crouching light punch into light punch Hasho. After 3 crouching light punch into light punch hashos, you can do standing light punch into drive rush to continue the pressure. With the standing heavy punch into drive impact, the opponent has only 1 frame gap to react with super to avoid getting stunned. If your opponent's trying to walk back or just standing up, you only get 2 crouching light punches into Hasho, so in that case you want to use standing light punch for the 3rd hit into drive rush. One thing you can do to be less predictable about your DI block string is you can do standing heavy punch and not cancel, but then go into DI right after. Be careful throwing too many fireballs, as Aki can react with a venomous fang. Use standing heavy kick to go through her poison ball. The first few hits of Cruel Fate can be ducked and DI'd. Standing heavy punch into poison bubble into whip cancel can be punished by going into instant drive rush. To avoid chip from level 2 and are about mid-screen, Ryu can instant air Tatsu to completely avoid the super and punish Aki. So another way to punish Aki's level 2 is to either block or just parry, and then before the final hit comes out, you want to drive rush, and if you do it right, you'll avoid it, and then you can drive rush in and punish her guaranteed. Okay, I messed up the link, but you saw there. If you parry, it actually reduces the pushback, so you're a lot closer, and you also just gain meter. But yeah, you get the gist. To reliably punish Akuma's air fireball, use heavy punch DP. This is Ryu's best option, as if Akuma chooses to jump without an air fireball, Ryu will still land an anti-air. Back heavy kick can punish demon flip and net you a small combo. Akuma's standing heavy kick is a 2-hitting normal that ends in a high. Ryu can react and punish with a crouching heavy punch. If Akuma does wake up level 1 in the corner, you can react to the screen freeze and neutral jump, netting him a free Denjin charge into a guaranteed punish. If Akuma does wake up level 1 in the corner, Ryu can react to the screen freeze and neutral jump, netting him a free Denjin charge into a guaranteed punish. Ryu can punish Blanka's forward heavy punch with level 1. Blanka's down forward heavy punch, even at tip range, is still very punishable with the crouching medium kick. Standing heavy punch into hop on block can be interrupted and converted into a counter hit combo. Rainbow Ball can be punished with either standing heavy kick or back heavy kick and allows Ryu for a small combo. Cammy's medium and heavy spinning back fist can be baited by Ryu's fireballs. Use crouching medium punch to interrupt. Cammy has very good air control with her dive kick and can be even plus on block if spaced right. Use DP or backdash to reliably shut this down. If Cammy tries using Hooligan, you can easily jab her out of it and go for a juggle combo. Try to avoid using fireballs when Cammy has level 3, as she can react and punish. One way to bait this out is by ending a combo in Donkey Kick or Light Punch DP and throwing out a fireball. This will make the Cammy player think they can punish your recovery frames. Or you can try to bait it out with a Light Punch Hasho. Chun Li's medium Hazanchu is fairly fast and is her anti-projectile tool. You can interrupt with a medium punch, and if timed right, will leave her standing. You can also go for a juggle if interrupted with a light. EX Hazanchu is faster but is -5 on block. At all ranges, Ryu can punish with standing light kick. On punish counter, standing light kick and crouching light kick can link into crouching medium punch. If close enough, Ryu can link into back heavy punch from punish counter crouching light kick. Chun Li has a wall jump and players will use it to try and escape the corner. Use jump back medium punch to catch them. If timed right, you can land and use a level 1. Ryu can punish Deejay's heavy fireball with heavy Tatsu. This is risky as Deejay can fake with light fireball. Visually react to the fireballs. A lot of Deejay players like to use knee shot as a jump in for pressure. Use dragon punch to reliably shut this down. With Dhalsim's limbs being very long, Ryu can whip punish with standing and crouching heavy punch into level 1. If Sim charges his fireball, Ryu gets a free Denjin charge or EX fireball into level 1 confirmed. Sim players like to do Yoga Arch into Slide to try and cover all sections of the screen. You can drive impact this, just be careful as a smart Dhalsim player will bait this out. With Sim's drill being very oppressive up close, use Ryu's DP to reliably shut it down. You can also backdash. To punish his wake up level 2 in the corner, slightly delay a drive impact. Depending on how many resources you have, you can EX DP through the last hit of the super, or super back. Flicker is one of Ed's best tools to use in neutral. However, if Ryu catches Ed charging the light version, he can react with a heavy Tatsu or EX Fireball into level 1. Both of these will even catch Ed if he tries to backdash cancel. Drive Impact will also work, but only if Ed commits to letting go. Light Punch Blitz is -5 on block. You can punish this with standing light kick. Ed's throw in the corner is very good, as he can use a perfectly timed charged light punch flicker. The only way to beat this option is to perfect parry. However, Ed can dash cancel his flicker and throw you for parrying. Ed's jumping medium kick has a great angle at which can be hard for Ryu to anti-air with a DP. Instead, use standing heavy kick. Medium and heavy headbutt can be reacted to with a perfect parry. However, Honda can bait it out with a light headbutt and throw your whipped parry. To counter this, buffer a drive rush option select and punish with a light punch. Safe jumps typically don't work against Honda due to his armor. To counter his wake up EX headbutt, use a light kick instead. Sumo slam can be very obnoxious to deal with. 3 ways to deal with this is to perfect parry, jump medium punch, or just dragon punch. The thing about Honda's sumo slam is the hitbox isn't active until he's actually going down. Guile's zoning can be very oppressive. It's best to perfect parry and drive rush in to stay on him. You can react to Guile's heavy punch Sonic Blade startup and punish with a sweep. At further distances, you can do drive rush into sweep. EX Fireball will beat Guile's non-EX version of Sonic Blade's follow-up. Just be careful on spending too much meter against Guile, as you'll just burn yourself out. If JP gets too overzealous with his zoning, Ryu can heavy Tatsu from full screen and land a heavy punch DP after. JP can bait this out with a fake minion, so be careful with your reads. Perfect parry JP's minions to help get in. One tip against JP is to not wake up backwards after a knockdown, as this will just put yourself in the corner even more. JP's defense against meaty fireballs is lackluster. It's important to set these up when taking him to the corner, as it will outright beat amnesia and can convert into a big combo. The only counter JP has to meaty fireball setups is to perfect parry and level 3. Ryu's forward heavy kick can go over Juri's fireball and score a knockdown. Juri players will like to jump Ryu's fireballs and punish with a dive kick, which gives Juri insane corner carry. You can try to bait it out in anti-air or just block it since it's never safe. Juri's medium kick Fuha is -6 on block, however she can space this out to make a spacing trap. If she misspaces this, you can punish with a standing light kick. Ken's standing heavy kick is -5 on block, but he can space it out to be safe. Heavy Dragon Lash is +1 on block standing and +2 crouching. It has very slow startup, and you can interrupt it with a standing medium punch and juggle after. You can also react with a drive impact or perfect parry. Jinrai can be a complicated move if you don't know how to deal with it. Heavy Jinrai is very slow and reactable with the perfect parry. The light follow-up is a true block string but is -5. Use standing light kick to punish. Standing or crouching heavy punch into medium kick Jinrai is a true block string, but even if Ken decides to not do a follow-up, you can punish with an EX reversal or a super art. Against Ken's fireball game, make sure you perfect parry his fireballs and drive rush or instant jump in. Kimberly's standing heavy punch into run is a fake block string and can be reversaled through. If she tries to do standing medium kick into run, you can interrupt her with a jab. Kimberly's raw teleport is very risky for her to do. The moment you see her smoke appear, press standing heavy kick. If she does the grounded teleport, you will get a full punish counter combo. If she does EX teleport, Ryu can still juggle her and get a level 1 after for a little extra damage. If spaced out, you can react to EX Condor Spire with Drive Impact. When Silly gains wind stacks, it's best not to throw fireballs. If you happen to block Lily's level 2 on Wake Up, Ryu can get a Denjin charge punish. Marisa's charged Gladius has armor, but is vulnerable to lows. If you catch her charging it in neutral, you can punish her with the crouching medium kick or sweep. The regular version of Marisa's Superman punch is very slow, with the light version being 25 frames. You can react with the normal and juggle her, or use Drive Impact. Just be careful reacting to EX Superman punch with Drive Impact, as it will armor break. Heavy punch DP here is your best option. If Marisa does Wake Up level 1, a safe jump will not activate the freeze frame, allowing you to neutral jump and dodge her attack. If Bison misspaces his light and medium scissors, Ryu can punish with a standing light kick into EX donkey kick. Standing medium punch into forward heavy punch or down heavy kick is a fake target combo and can be parried. Bison can bait this out with just a standing medium punch and throw you. If Bison tries to do Shadow Rise into Devil's Reverse, you can jump at him and air to air him with medium punch. Be careful, as Bison can bait out any anti-air attempt by doing an early head press. In the case that Bison tries to cross you up to make your DP whiff, just slightly delay your DP as he crosses back over you. Some players will like to put a bomb on you and go for an immediate Psycho Crusher. You can DI this. If Bison uses EX Psycho Crusher, this will lose. In that case, use a super art. Bison ending in back fist combo into a meaty throw sets up for a perfect standing medium punch, overhead low in the next interaction. Parry this. Manon's standing heavy kick is -6 on block, but if spaced out can be safe. Use standing light kick if she misspaces it. Be careful, as she can use this as a spacing trap. On whiff, however, this move is super punishable at 26 frames of recovery. It's such a slow recovering move that Ryu can react with solar plexus and net big damage. Quarter circle back heavy kick is 20 frames startup but has a ton of recovery. After a successful command grab, Manon can space it out. You can try to react with either a perfect parry or drive impact. Even if you react a little late with drive impact, Manon cannot DI back. Just like Lily and Akuma, Ryu can get a Denjin charge punish on Manon's level 2. EX spinning mixer no longer gets Oki, as in the latest patch Capcom increased the recovery of it. If he tries drive rushing after, you can check him with crushing medium punch. You can choose to not wake up backward, and if he tries to level 2, you can super art him. Or just use EX DP. If you EX DP, the damage difference is 760 HP, which I think is a pretty good trade depending on your health state. If Rashid tries doing raw level 2, you can interrupt with level 1 or sweep if close enough. Standing heavy punch into heavy punch cyclone has a big enough gap for you to interrupt with the crouching medium punch or back heavy punch. Just be careful, if Rashid goes into medium or EX cyclone, these frame trap. Light or medium cyclone into back kick follow-up is very fake, and you can interrupt with a normal. Even on hit, Ryu's heavy kick donkey kick can be reacted to with a drive impact or perfect parry. Perfect parry is fireballs and cancel into immediate jump or drive rush to make him think twice about throwing consecutive fireballs. Standing heavy punch into heavy punch Hasho can be DI'd or perfect parried on reaction. Crouching medium kick into EX Hasho is a fake block string. Crouching medium punch into light punch or medium punch fireball at max range can be reversaled through. Heavy punch power knuckle can be DI'd on reaction. Heavy kick crack shoot can also be perfect parried or DI'd on reaction. Terry can go into heavy punch power wave for a meaty setup in the corner. Perfect parry this on reaction. Ryu's forward heavy kick can go over light punch power wave on reaction.